how do you feel about you introducing the show?
Sure, yeah.
All right. Would you like
Do you
a
have
script?
a script?
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, give us a script, otherwise I'm like, all right, it's Side Character Quest, it's me, I'm Syrah, and with me is my co-host, Di. Yeah, no, give us something. Hello, and welcome to Side Character Quest, a one-on-one TTRPG adventure. My name isn't Ty, haha, it's Fiona. I'm not your host or game master, I'm your player for this one. We're playing a Forged in the Dark game today, in the same vein as games like Blades in the Dark or Scum and Villainy. Done.
Yeah, excellent. Hello, everybody. This is me. I am Ty, your host and game master. Oh, isn't that great? Isn't it nice to see me? And nice to see Fiona.
Yeah.
How are you doing today, Fiona?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I've had, we had such an exciting time last time. I'm like raring to go, and then we had a couple of weeks off, which is totally fine. But I can't wait. I'm excited, scared, all the things in between, because I have no idea what's going to happen, and that's what I love about Forged in the Dark games. Is like, just big swings, let's go, you know?
Nice. Yes. Just to give people sort of set the scene for everybody. Forged in the Dark games are typically broken up into different game phases. Mm-hmm. We just did free play, which is where we were just sort of establishing who Fiona was in the last episode. Now we're going to be going into the gathering information phase, where she is going to be preparing for her upcoming mission. And is there anything we should recap for people about what happened last time? I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward. You've been tasked with ruining someone named Liam Dabadasha.
Yes.
You are named Syrah Duskstone, and you're a real character, a real slime ball,
A real piece of work.
piece of work.
Real piece of work. My favorite.
Anything you want to highlight about your character, or about last time, that we should let people know?
Well, I think obviously the coolest thing that ever happened last time was, for the first time, me, Fiona the player, managed to talk their way out of something, which never happens. I always resort to violence and the chaotic thing. But yeah, Syrah Duskstone is basically the talker of the family of Duskstones. He's the logistic person, the person behind the curtain. Everyone else does actually all the important, like, training of the hounds, going out doing really wondrous things, and Syrah's just the one that's, in my head, is the Excel spreadsheet person. Is the health and safety documents person, goes over procedures, and is mean and awful when they do it, because they know they're powerful as a result. You go to those HR meetings, you do all the e-learning modules, and you know the person that's set them all is just templed fingers going like, yes. That little, he is a sort of a broad, round, sort of bald gentleman in his, I think we said mid-40s, 50s. Long robes, in my head, looks a bit like the spider from Game of Thrones, but just has that, is a guy that's on a small power trip, which is admin. Yeah. And enjoys pitting people against each other, essentially, which I also like doing in real life, but I'm also terrible at it. So that's all you need to know about Syrah.
Excellent. All right, well, let us go ahead and dive right in. So I don't have a particular scripted introduction for this. I did have an idea.
Yeah?
Fiona, do you have any question for me about this city circ, about the place that you guys are in?
So, from what I remember from when we did our free play last time, is that I sort of described Syrah walking around from client to client, and you said that was unusual because presumably this place is very big. So I guess my question to you is that if one wanted to go across town to see one's erstwhile religious brother, how would one get there in a timely manner, which means that they're not sweating through their robes or anything like that? What kind of transport do we have in the city?
So I swear this is actually something that has been in my mind from the beginning. It would be a carriage. People would do a horse-drawn carriage.
Interesting. Okay. And the city is quite big. How long would it take by carriage to go across to, say, where Syrah is just now, to call upon, say, his brother? Or I know we've got other places where we could go. Like, if I was going to places of important interest, are they quite clustered together? Are they quite further out on the outskirts? like how, in a sense of why I'm asking this is like, say, the capital city of London.
Yeah.
We have transport systems, stuff like that. Roughly, it takes like an hour and a half to get from one side to the other on a good day through tubes and whatnot.
Yeah.
But that seems wild, like, because you can get outside of London, you can get an hour and a half quite far either way. So I'm guessing, like, is it quite a busy, like, packed place so that it will take an hour and a half, or will it take longer, shorter? You know, what's the kind of vibe we get in terms of timings?
So based on where your brother would be staying, where he would do most of his normal work around the city, it would take you quite a while to get out there from where you are.
Oh, really?
That said, you could potentially convince him to come into town and meet you rather than you having to, like, surprise him.
Ooh, you see, that's interesting. Because I think Syrah, although it's that toss-up between, like, I want them to come to me, but also I like surprising people. And being that unwanted presence, that almost like a bad smell that just appears. I think, yeah, that's my good. I would actually, if we're going into that sort of thing, Syrah would definitely go and call upon the brother unexpectedly, but then willing to risk that amount of time to do so, because that look on their face will be delicious.
Fiona, you've been staying at this manor for a while now. You can call upon this. You can call upon the resources available to you at this house within reason. You know, you aren't going to overstep your hand. And the normal thing to do for someone who wants to meet up with your brother who is currently positioned on the outskirts of town, quite a ways towards the river. The normal thing to do would be to borrow the house's horse and carriage and ride it along the cobblestone streets, out across the dirt roads, along over to the Seganum River, to the shrine where Ordinand Gil. How do you like that name? How does that name feel for you? Gil?
Ooh, Gil, absolutely. Yeah, Ordinand Gil, yeah.
Ordinand Gil Duskstone makes his normal worship, where he does his praise and his blessings, his work, his holy good work.
Yes. Yeah. No. If it's not too rude to ask, I would definitely ask for the horse and carriage if possible.
Excellent. As you step out of the carriage, having arrived at your destination, you see the wide, slow-moving river out ahead of you. Right on the edge of it, there's a copse of trees casting shade, and you can see mixed inside of them a small church building, wooden, with a symbol of interlocking diamonds, all with different colors. You recognize this as the symbol of Congress Monastery, and this building is probably one of the old non-denominational churches that Congress Monastery littered the countryside with many decades ago. As you walk down the hill towards this church, you see closer to the edge of the water, in the shade of some trees, a small building, and you have a sense that that is probably where Gil will be.
I think during this journey, I will admit that Syrah has been looking out the window, but in that sense of, you know, when people get anxiety over travelling, say, in an aeroplane and stuff like that, similar thing, because he knows a horse is driving this carriage. So it's constantly looking out and going, it's all be fine. And then obviously alighting from the carriage is, even though there's no way to get out of the back of the carriage, but definitely is like the furthest away from what he considers a demon. Like, these horses, you cannot trust them, they're unpredictable. And then to go, okay, from one horror to then seeing a river of all things, because he doesn't like water, he's like, it is a day for testing. And then, we'll slowly but surely make his way, again, keeping a wide berth of the river, but towards this this particular building. Maybe on the lookout, just on the lookout, but on the listen out for any maybe music or prayers of various people, maybe giving worship and stuff. So if he knows if it's going to be like if he's interrupting, a sermon or something like that, then he doesn't know. He's not going to do a big sort of reveal per se. He's going to pick his moment. So yeah, he's keeping an eye out as he's walking through.
Excellent. So it seemed like you were hinting at your character's marks, the fear of horses and the fear of drowning of water. I have a proposal for you.
Yes.
So you can earn gumption, which is a resource that is very nice to have. You can earn gumption by having your marks make something difficult for you. How would you feel about taking on a harm tag for this?
Sure. What have you got in mind?
Nerves. So you are just like incredibly on edge.
Yes.
So what this would mean is, in the short term, this means you get to mark off a gumption, which if you get 4 of those, then that'll be good for you. I think you know, but it's spelled out and we've talked about it, but I'll explain to the listener if and when it's relevant. It also means that under harm on level 1, you'll write down nerves, and this could just mean that that could potentially cause you issues at some point in the future.
Yes, my bright idea of like I'm going to pull the wool over my brother's eyes. Suddenly, I'm like not as confident as I once was because I had to deal with an unpredictable, rather big creature. But it's all character building. So and then seeing the water was like, no, I will be tested today. Yes. My brother will be tested more.
Behind you, the person who is your driver. She hops down and is tending to the horse that was pulling the carriage. Ahead of you, your eyes locked ahead, kind of not looking at the water, not looking at the horse behind you. As you're approaching, you said you were listening for the sound of singing or choir or any kind of activity.
Singing or chanting, because I assume again because we're a little bit further out next to this river. Any sound might be carrying a little bit, perhaps, because we don't have like the sound of like crowds or the streets.
Yes. As you approach, you see this shrine. It's very simple, right? This shrine that's in the shade of the tree. It's made of stone that has been carved next to the water. It all seems like it's a little bit damp, right? Despite the fact that everywhere around it is not the case, and it's damp all the way up the side of this shrine, of the building. It's a fairly simple arch with some little coves that for candles and things like that, offerings, that sort of stuff. And in the center of it, you see 3 figures. One of them seems to be a father. The father familially, not religiously. Another seems to be a child who has what looks to be a fairly bad burn on their arm. And then finally you see a figure who looks strikingly similar to yourself. The differences are that they have very long flowing hair. They very long flowing hair. Gil, his name. He also is wearing short sleeves, on both his pants and his shirt. Short sleeves. It's very loose fitting, very quick dry material, it looks like from here. And he has a tattoo of a salamander on one of his arms. As you approach, as you're watching from the distance, you see him take the arm of the child gently, dip it into the water, and just sort of move his hand over. The tattoo of the salamander swirls around his arm and sort of passes onto hers, and then swirls back. And as she lifts her arm up, the burn is not gone, but it is soothed. It is red. It is less red, and it seems like her face calms and relaxes, as if there's been some pain, some weight taken away from her.
Well, apart from that being incredibly wholesome, Syrah is not moved. He definitely waits for this to be finished, almost like, again, that spectre of the feast from the back, and just waits till Gil has finished with his current clients, and just like almost waits a little bit until obviously they turn around, and he'll give a small little wave, but doesn't move forward.
The father does not look towards you at all. He has only eyes for his daughter, and maybe a little bit for Gil. He is signing CSL, Common Sign Language, with Gil, who is signing right back. The child is sort of speaking excitedly to Gil, and as they finish up here, Gil's eyes catch your little wave, and he has a crooked smile on his face, and finishes up with the parent. The father, he offers a little something, you can't quite see it, into one of those little coves, and then nods graciously, and Gil sends them on their way. They seem to head towards that church, perhaps to pick up something that they've left there.
I'll let the father and daughter go, and I say, Brother Gil, how goes the blessings?
Very well. I'm so glad to have you here. Would you like to please come over? I would love to give you a blessing.
Oh, no, I couldn't possibly take up more of your time. I just wanted to call upon you and see how you were. I didn't realize you were within the city.
Oh, well, I don't like to get into the city proper when I can avoid it. I'll go down to the monastery if I must, but no farther south, please. Not for me. How long have you been in the area?
You know what it's like. Crossing the T's, dotting the I's. You gotta make sure the family business is up to scratch. I mean, well, I would say you know how it is, but
no,
you don't know how it is.
No,
yes,
no.
I have different business now.
I've placed that all beside me.
Let me ask you a question, Fiona.
Yeah.
What does Gil always make you feel guilty about? Try to make you feel guilty about?
Oh, that's such a good question.
It doesn't even... This could be the sort of thing that only a brother would do. You know, only like a sibling could do. This could be like a long childhood type of relationship.
Yeah.
As opposed to something that, like, he's making you feel guilty for something that you actually should feel guilty about.
Yeah, actually made immoral choices. Yeah. No, that's what I was thinking. I mean, the thing that comes to mind, but maybe we can workshop a bit, because I don't know if it's too obvious, perhaps, is that maybe at one point you described this incredible, lovely, positive individual having luscious locks. And I wonder, at one point, maybe not that Syrah cut the hair maliciously or anything like that, but maybe there was a hair-cutting day for all the siblings. I was losing said hair, and that they discovered that I'd kept all of the offcuts of Gil's hair and made a little, like, tiny wig for myself.
Oh, man.
Because I was already going quite bald as a young teen, going through puberty. It's already, that sort of pattern baldness. I don't know if that's too cruel, or that's something on me rather than me cutting and being malicious to his hair. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. No, I really like that. This could have easily been a thing where you were preteen, he was fully teen. Just be thinking about the age differences.
100%. Yeah. Yes.
I really like that. I don't know that I will have that actually come up in conversation because I don't know how it would, but I love that as like sort of an underlying thing that you guys are always thinking about. And as you were approaching, he just kind of like runs his hands through his hair in a way that like you are certain this is on purpose. You don't have any proof that it is, and it might not be, but
no,
Syrah is certain it's on purpose.
Yeah, no, it's definitely that sort of like almost reflective memory. You go, oh yeah, that time. So yeah, no, and so whether I imagine Gil to be a super lovely person, and Syrah just takes every slight.
Yeah.
Yes. So Syrah sort of goes, brother, I wanted to just call on you and see how things were, and just make sure that all is well with the with the life and the decisions you've chosen, and just thought I'd call because it's been a while since I've seen you. And ships passing the night and all that.
That is lovely. I really appreciate you making your way out here. It's quite kind.
And as he's speaking, that tattoo sort of seems to pop off his skin and crawl up onto his shoulder as a actual salamander covered with speckles, and it's eyeing you.
Oh, hello, Spot. Little guy. I don't know if you two have had a proper introduction.
We have not. I did not realize you were in the small pet business.
They come, they go. It's the way of being one with the arcane. You kind of gather familiar creatures. Sometimes. Not everyone. Not everyone can be blessed in this way.
No.
But
No.
so I am.
So you are.
I'm so
brother,
sorry.
maybe
This is so rude of me. It's been such a long carriage ride out from the city. Surely you would like to take a quick dip in the river?
Oh, I will pass on that, thank you. I've done all my dips I need for the year. But brother, I actually, maybe this is a strange request of sorts, but I wondered, you must know the parishioners here and those who come in. I wondered, this might sound unusual perhaps, but I was wondering if you've heard of an individual. I'm meeting them at some point in the near future, and I didn't want to make sure, it's a bit of research, that client, sort of make sure that we're on the same page and stuff. I just wanted to check with you. This is where Fiona double checks the name. Let me just check the pronunciation. Is it Holsalda? Is that their name?
Ah, yes, Hosalda.
Okay. I believe their name is Holsalda. Just wanted to see if that name rings a bell to you at all.
Oh. I think I'm going to roll a fortune check. I think this is very unlikely that he would have this, so I'm going to give him a 0, which is roll 2, take 1.
I will say, if he looks blank, I will say, maybe an associate of theirs, Liam Dabadasher?
Oh, see that? Okay, I'll do a 1 for that.
Yeah, I'd try and broaden it out a little bit. Basically, I don't want to be obvious I'm going for that person.
Roll a 3.
No, I can't say that I do. Can you tell me anything about them? Where they work, perhaps? Are they with the monastery?
No, sadly not. They are into some sort of, I believe, some sort of art business. And I just, again, I am quite new to this particular city, and I just wanted to get the lay of the land in case there is something I can pull upon. But if you've not heard of them, then, well, that is this lead dead, so to speak.
No, I can't say that I know of anyone involved with any art business. The name...
Or a haberdasher of some sort. Dabadasher, I believe that is their occupation.
Liam's haberdashery. Yes, okay. I believe I have seen I have seen the name of that store when walking the streets. I believe that it is...
And he gives the name of a neighborhood?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I believe that he has a business there, a storefront there in that neighborhood. I haven't been there myself. I can't give you anything particularly useful, but you at least know the location of where you potentially go. What can I ask you? Why were you looking to speak with him? Or
no.
Hosalda? Him, her?
I'm unknown currently. It's well, between you and I, it's a private sort of matters.
Yes.
Less family business, more of my own personal sort of dealings. But not that you should worry at all. Maybe you'll be glad I'm looking into this as a sort of hobby. But I'm just seeing if I can spread my wings a little bit and stuff. But I will have more on this event. I just thought I would throw the hands of fate and see if I could pull on some stuff. And as I know, you are such a good person that people will come to. So it was a shot in the dark, brother.
I'm going to ask you to roll me a sway here to see if he will, because you're clearly trying to get this good relationship going. I want to see if he is willing to offer you anything. If he's going to how much he's going to dig deep to offer you something. Because of your nerves,
Oh, no.
that is going to like sort of soften this a little bit. But yeah.
Sure. I love that. Okay, well, in Sway I have 2 die, so that's good at least, but yeah, bloody nerves. In front of my brother with gorgeous hair of all things. That was a 5 and a 6.
A 5 and a 6.
So 6 is highest.
Okay.
So not as good as, well, great result for me, but less impact.
Yes.
So.
You know, I have no need for a haberdasher on my own. However, if you'd like, I could put in. I am coming up with this totally on the fly. I don't have any particular plans with this. If you'd like, I could put in a good word with you with somebody from the monastery who requisitions uniforms and so forth. Perhaps they could put in a good word with you, or arrange an appointment, a reservation with the place. I don't know if that's necessary, but yes, if you'd like, I could put you in contact with a person.
That would be excellent. No. I appreciate this, and I will accept this offer, brother. If you're able to put me in contact with someone who can then talk, your people, talk to their people. Because indeed, my business, as I said, I'm trying to be careful on it, and I don't want people necessarily to know the reasons why I'm looking about. So this would be the perfect opportunity. I'm sure I could do with a new cloak. So, indeed, or a hat. And then there's a moment where I go, Syrah doesn't need a hat, but just stares directly at Gil as if goading him.
Excellent. Is there anything else you would like to do with Gil before we end this scene?
Not necessarily. Again, I think Syrah would humour Gil for a little bit. So if Gil wants to take Syrah on a tour of the monastery, he will do, because he knows there's not much else here, but he doesn't want to be like, I was only here for one thing. So we'll do the pleasantries and stuff, because that's how he gets by. So we'll put up with his brother for an hour or so more before like going, I must have time.
I'm so tired.
Yes, and then go, I must go back to the horse. And then just like...
Yeah. He definitely shows you all of the things on the shrine, tells you a little bit about its history, walks you over to the church, introduces you to those 2 figures that he had been helping in the stream, and then eventually you make your way back towards the city. All right. So, fallout of that. You could potentially, I'm explaining this more to the audience than to you.
Go for it.
Since it's the first scene, this scene is the sort of thing that Fiona could at some point decide to flash back to during her mission to say, try to get some additional resource from Gil. Or you could try going straight to Liam's haberdashery, or if you have some other idea of something you'd like to do first.
Yes, I think it is. I definitely will go to the haberdashers at some point. I think maybe I will check in with Jacques, as loath as one is, because he did leave to gain some information in the night, and I'd be interested to see if he's gained anything or any other insights from that, rather than just go in completely unprepared to the haberdashers, who could also be a jolly japist person, and I'm like, so I need to, I think gathering as much information before I make that first move. So see what Jacques has, if they've come up with anything, if they've come back yet.
I'm going to say that Jacques is providing you the, let's say you're back at your apartment right now.
Yes.
You're back at your apartment.
I've got my fan, I'm tired, I've had to deal with a horse and water today.
And I would like you to roll me a study roll. So you are studying through Jacques. He has done this for you.
Amazing.
And I will also say, because he is keen and energetic, that is the adjective that you've given him, and you gave him this thing in the middle of the night, and he went out and did it. That's playing to his strengths. I will give you plus 1d, 1 dice to that.
Oh. Well done, Past Syrah. That's proper thinking. Oh, great. Not that it matters too much, but would my nerves still play into effect from this, so it would be a lesser result or not? Again,
I'll say no. Yeah, because that this is
again, it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to check. That's all.
yeah. I appreciate you checking.
All right, 3d6. Okay, that's a 1, 4, and a 6.
Heck yeah, full success.
Whoa.
All right. So, hello. How was he talking last time?
Oh, I don't remember off the top of my head, unfortunately. You go
All
for
right.
it. I like the idea that he changes his accent daily because that's the kind of guy he is.
Excellent. Hello. Syrah? Hello. I hope you've been having a lovely day visiting your brother. How is our what was his name?
Gil. His name is Gil.
Gil.
And he is as irritating and as beloved as ever. And the head of hair is still there, so, well, we'll chalk that up for another day.
How rude of him. As he says that, he runs his hand over his, scaly head.
Great.
So, I have been looking through, let's say that this is a not the next day, let's say some time has passed.
Yes. I assume it's all sort of montagey little
Yeah.
bits, so it could be in and out and stuff, yeah.
I have been looking around the city, asking people that for information about this fellow, this Liam Dabadasha, and I have heard some rumors connected to him.
Mm.
So it seems that there was this character, this person who went missing quite some time ago. His name was Alton, Guildmaster Alton. He was a locksmith. Does his name mean anything to you?
Not yet, but I'm sure if you continue, maybe the things Guildmaster Alton.
Guildmaster Alton, yes. So he went missing quite some time ago, maybe 6 months, a year, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't know the specifics, but I do know that he started behaving oddly. People started noticing he was behaving oddly after visiting a party held by Liam Dabadasha. And I happen to have known that Liam Dabadasha was known to have hated this guy's guts. I don't see any reason to believe that there was any sort of foul play between the two of them. But Guildmaster Alton has been missing for quite some time. Also, Liam Dabadasha has parties sometimes. That could potentially be useful. He just flips through this notebook as if he is reading it, but it's going so fast that he couldn't possibly actually be reading it.
Yeah, it's all affectation, it's all performative, and you just say yeah, if he does that, Syrah will definitely put a hand on the notebook and slap it shut and be like, that is good news. Question, this Guildmaster Alton, obviously you said missing, behaving oddly how? Was there any examples of behaviour, any ranting and raving, or just odd schedule changes?
Schedule changes. He started doing far less work. He was the number one maker and repairer of locks in the city. He was who all of the expensive folks hired. And now he just started taking fewer and fewer jobs, and then he just disappeared. Yes.
And again, appreciative that such information might not be clear to you. When you say changing locks, were you thinking doors, windows?
Doors, safes, windows, whatever he might have been hired for. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know if he had a particular specialty. He did a lot of just anyone who had a particular thing that they wanted to make sure no one could possibly get into. It was him that they would hire.
And to your knowledge, has anyone replaced Guildmaster Alton in the meantime, or has
No.
jobs gone unchecked?
Things have gone unchecked. his apprentice also disappeared around the same time.
Interesting.
And the thing was, although he had a lot of his former apprentices, no one really stayed around the city because everyone, well, most people seemed to like the guy. So no one was really getting up on his business, his territory, you know? Everyone that he trained would go somewhere else, would go to St. Simone's, would go to Mount Reneth, those sorts of places.
Yeah, no competition. This is very valuable information, Jacques. You have, as though I'm loath to say it, done quite well.
Excellent. I'm so happy to hear that, Syrah.
That's very useful. I guess then Syrah would ponder. Parties, obviously, we're going to go to the haberdashers for sure. I don't know. This is me, Fiona, speaking out of character to you, Ty.
Yeah.
Whether or not to play the sister card now or to keep it in my back pocket and use it at a different time. I feel like, in the sense of like me calling upon her or sending her a letter to meet me at the haberdashers.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm not going to do that just yet because we've already met a sibling thus far.
Yeah.
And as much as I know you would like to play all of my siblings, I think that's too close in. So I think I'll go to the haberdashers under the guise of Guff Duststone.
Excellent.
And have his ID just in case.
Are you going to be, and it's totally fine to say no, are you pulling upon that person that your brother connected you to?
Yes, I absolutely will. I would also, if it's okay, bring Jacques along as someone there who can just, again, in that sense of I can do the wheeling and dealing and talking to whatever, but he can have a look around a little bit more. Again, sort of like be a part of the entourage, so to speak. But I would pull on the individual, the sort of contact that Gil has provided.
Excellent.
For me.
Do you want them to be there with you, or do you want them to have just sort of arranged for a reservation, sort of thing?
I feel arranged
Okay.
I feel arranged for the reservation just because it's easier for you. Otherwise, you're playing 3, possibly 4 different people. If I'm bringing Jacques along as well, I feel it would be one or the other, right? I think
Yes.
Jacques I'd rather have on because he seems to be doing really well with his roles. So
Yeah.
I'll keep him. You know.
All right. Goodbye, table talk, and we will fade into arriving at the scene. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. You step in to a store. You step off of the hot, muggy streets, cobblestone streets of Cirque, and into a old, nice building. Light streams in through large panes of glass, brightening these stands of various cloaks, hats, seersucker suits, very elaborate brooches, elaborate ascots, that sort of thing. Everything is ostentatious. Everything is a little bit extra. Everything is a little too much. And you step in. As you do, Jacques steps in a few steps behind you, and he just immediately sort of starts perusing through these different shelves, not necessarily looking like he is obviously connected to you, but also not looking like he's necessarily just some rando off the street. He's walking with a certain level of confidence, like he's supposed to be there.
Perfect. Yes.
This place that you have entered is generally a place open by reservation. As you have stepped in, there is a tailor in the back. They see you as you approach. They smile and they step out from behind a counter and walk over to greet you. As this happens, they then shake your hand if you offer it.
Yes, I definitely. I will say Syrah's handshakes are very wet and limp at the best of times to give people the impression that they underestimate him, that sort of thing. So he definitely is. It's a horrible, almost like a dead fish sort of feeling. But yes, he'll offer it and go, yes, the smile.
After shaking your hand a little bit, okay, a little bit by that, he would you like the tailor to be man, woman, non-binary? Anything in particular?
go for non-binary. Let's go for it.
All right. So they shake your hand and then just sort of spin around and walk over to the door, pull down a curtain to block off the light of the thing to give the impression that this place is closed. They don't seem to have noticed Jacques, really. He is just sort of spinning around through the different, what's the word? Stands, I guess. The little carousels of clothes.
The carousels of clothes and yes, absolutely. The rails, perhaps.
Rails, yes, rails, that's good. So everything here looks like it has been tailored for someone in particular. You kind of get the impression that some of these might be orders that are being waited to pick up. Some of them are display pieces, that sort of thing.
All right. I am going to do something. I'm sort of, the tailors obviously shutting the blinds and stuff. And I start to peruse and I go, too drab. No, like basically dismissing stuff. But what I'm doing, if I'm able to, I want to use my special ability of I see right through you.
Oh.
So you can always tell when charms or illusions are at play, and you can also push yourself to permanently see through one. But this is the more important one. Also, when you're in the same room as someone, you can tell what thing in the immediate area is the most important thing to them. I want to know what's the most important thing to this particular tailor.
Oh, that is a great question. Oh gosh.
Yeah, take a moment. I'll be like, yes. Oh no, not my size. Need more plus. You see. I tap my belly a little bit. I also have my fan out because I'm hot as well. So that's sort of it's that sort of thing where you have an important customer, important client, and just making not over the top things, but definitely like that oozing the importance, really putting on the charm.
Excellent. They, the tailor, I'm just going to call them Tailor. That's their name. The tailor, it looks at you, and you can see as you place your finger on one thing, drab. Their face is sort of falling, and you place your hand on a particular piece, your finger on a particular piece, and you see them just sort of like tense up, and oh, this is the one. This is the one that they feel the strongest about.
I definitely then will maybe go, no, and I'll pass like one or two, and I go, no, wait, and I'll go back, and I'll take it out of, pull it out of the rail and look at it, and be like, what a marvellous piece. Incredible design. And then, gently run my finger through the thread or the edges of it.
Oh, what's the voice I want for this person? Yeah, hello. Oh, thank you. Yes, what a wonderful... Yes, please. Oh, take it out, take it, hold it. Feel the Syrah and the various... this is a design of my own, if you know.
Incredible.
Yes, look at it. Please, feel that fabric. It's extra... Wow, voice is... Oh, it's kind of weird. Okay, it's extra... smooth. That is a new thing that I am trying with the fabric. Yes.
Incredible. I take a moment and look at it. 'Tis a shame it is not in a size for one such as I. I would pay quite the coin for such a thing, and I put it back down on the rail.
I mean, I'm sure we could arrange for such a thing. We do custom work all of the time. And you are Syrah Duststone, correct? That was who I was assumed had the appointment today. Oh, sorry. You are Duststone, correct? That's who I had the appointment with today?
Yes. Sorry, I assumed my name preceded me. Yes. Well, I've come back from adventures and business from far away, and I thought it's time to treat oneself. It's, we Duststones, we work hard and we play hard.
Oh yes, I had heard that you are very into the hunting and stuff. So I assumed, and he's just kind of like they're just sort of shoving these things out of the way. I assumed that was what this sort of thing you would be interested in. But if I had known, then I would have put this up front. Of course, it is the best work that we have.
Do not worry. I appreciate my reputation and my interests sometimes do not align. Tell me, my friend, I was hoping to speak with the owner, perhaps. If you have pieces such as these, I would be very interested in maybe commissioning not only one or two pieces, but maybe a whole wardrobe, perhaps.
Oh.
A collection.
Really? Oh, I would love to put you in to have a conversation with Liam Davadasha, or with what would be a title? With
Yeah, that's why I went for owner. I wasn't entirely sure.
Yeah. I'll just refer to him by his last name. I would love to put you into a meeting with Davadasha, but he doesn't really deal with the customers that much. He likes to have us run things for ourselves. I hope you understand. He can only do so much. He has a busy schedule.
I let the silence fill the room on hearing this.
Roll me a sway.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's 2d6.
Yeah. I will say also I've made nerves come up once, and because that's such a nebulous thing, I will say that you can choose to have it affect you if you want.
Sure, yes.
And if you do, then it will then again you can earn a gumption for that.
Sure. Yeah, I think right now I'm away from stuff and whatnot, so not just now, but I appreciate that. I definitely will try and invoke it later, but currently just 2d6. Both were 4s.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so I would love to set these things. I would love to make this happen to allow you to speak with him, especially if you're truly interested in such a large purchase. But it's not. He doesn't. He. A new customer. I hope you understand. A new customer. It's not something that can happen. If perhaps you were to be a longer-term customer, perhaps I could make this happen. But a new customer, I'm sorry, it is just not possible.
No need to apologize. I, too, am aware of the rigid structures of tradition and business. But I will say that as not only would I be commissioning such a collection, but I have various siblings and family members and our patronage, and I think I would assume that I have like a version of a calling card which doesn't have my name on it, just has like the Duststone crest on it. I would just pop it across to them. It could be quite worth your investment, but I appreciate things and structures are in a way. Should I wish to call upon your Dabadasha?
Dabadasha, yes.
Where may I find them? As a sort of personal thing. Like, I appreciate maybe you cannot arrange here, but maybe I could call or send a letter of introduction, perhaps, to make it easier, because I would not wish to force you to be in a difficult or awkward situation.
Yes, every few days he will make his presence known and just welcome callers at his home. So if you would like, then I'm sure you could call by someone such as yourself. I'm sure he would welcome in. I can't guarantee that you would be the only person there, and I also can't guarantee that he would actually be available. But
sure,
he also does not like to talk business at his home.
Oh, no. I will. I appreciate this information. One does not mix business and leisure.
Yes.
So I appreciate that. Well, and yeah, I think I will risk it a little bit. I will sort of go, I shall tell you what, as a good faith favour from myself to you, let us, if you are able to draw up a quick brief of stuff and maybe I can look it over.
Yes.
I could put down a deposit for a cloak or a... And there's a moment pause. A hat of some sort.
Yes.
Whatever you think.
That is our haberdashery's specialty, hats. And he points to like a row of these hats, huge feathers, huge, just like colorful. All of them are absolutely ridiculous. Like everything else has been kind of a lot.
Yeah.
But the hats are wild. They're all designed by Mr. Dabadasha himself. It is quite loved. His looks, everyone loves them. No one has any problems with them. They're beautiful and wonderful.
Oh, well, I feel that, may I confide in you, my friend? May I call you a friend?
He kind of they lean in.
You see, I have, my entire life, I have this, one would call it a lacking in places. I make up for it in business and in hunting, and as I said, my reputation precedes me, but unfortunately I lack in one area. And then I touch the top of my bald head, and it's a sign of like hair. And I have yet to find the perfect way to show this hair. Like I have just come to this resignment, I guess, of having nothing that could easily detract from this. I have tried bonnets and wigs and paraphernalia on top of one's head in the past, but none seemed to fit or ill-fitted, and I had hoped that your Dabadasha would be able to fit me out, and I appreciate that is a lot to unload on you particularly, but it maybe as a way of a starting point, if I could commission yourself to come up with some designs for something that would frame my, yes, you, my friend, we have...
You don't want one of Dabadasha's designs?
Well, I mean, if he's not willing to meet with me, I must go to someone that is willing to help me. I'm
going to ask you to roll a sway again. I'm going to say that this is potentially...
Is it a desperate roll?
I'm going to say this is desperate because you've been plugging at him for a while, right? And I think that this has potential, not to go bad like they're going to stab you or something, but just that it could play out poorly and potentially get you more attention than you want, that sort of thing.
100%. Yeah, no, I definitely think it's like a last-ditched attempt, because Syrah does not have any problems with him being bald, but he hates the fact that people think he's got a problem with being bald, and therefore will be like, have a hat, wear a wig, all that sort of thing. And especially having this discussion with his brother at some point as well, and be reminded of everyone else has incredible hair in his family. I just think the Duskstones, like any family portrait, everyone looks amazing. They're like model beautiful hair, and then there's just like Uncle Fester in the corner, you know. All right, sway again. A 2d6, but it's desperate. Is there anything I need to know about desperate actions? Because I know that the deep cuts has changed it a little bit. What does desperate mean other than marking gumption?
So what desperate means, and this I tell for you and for the audience, in this game, in this version of this Forged in the Dark game, it means that you are going to gain a point of gumption, which is good. It's a good thing that you want to have. It also means that if this goes badly, right? Yeah. Then I can be extra mean to you as a consequence. Like I can do something that like seems a little bit more extreme. So like the obvious answer would be like if you were in a desperate action sequence, right? Sure. Then if you're just in general action sequence, like you're jumping across buildings or whatever, and I tell you, okay, this next roll is going to be this next maneuver roll to get off from one building to another is desperate, then that is my way of telling you, if you fall, you're going to like break a leg or something. Right? Yes. So similarly, you will have break a leg level social implications if you fail.
No, not embarrassment. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So am I right in assuming that your ideal situation from this, your ideal result from this, is that you would really get this employee of Liam Dabadasha like on your side? Yes. You would get them as like a resource, a potential person you could call upon in the future. It's not really about getting a nice hat. No. It's about getting a person that you can call upon.
That's exactly it, because then I could be like, it's terrible that he doesn't treat you right, he doesn't seem to be here, and you're doing all this work, and it's really, like, I picked out his best work, that sort of thing. So, like, it's that sort of like, oh, well, I will be your client, I don't care about it. Yeah, so definitely getting him on side. That's the aim.
Gotcha.
But get a cool hat out of it, great. But also, I'm not wearing it because I'm happy being bald.
Gotcha.
But yes.
I was pretty sure that's what you were going for, but I was like, I feel like I need to make that explicit when I'm calling for a role. I want to make sure that we are on the same page about what you actually want to get out of the role.
Yeah, when that mixed result before, I knew Liam Dabadasher's off the table. I have to go to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't meet me. That's totally fine. So yeah, I was just like, no, but I want this guy. So yeah. All right, 2d6. As a 2 and a 3.
2 and a 3. Oh man. Okay. All right.
No friend for me.
What am I gonna say happens here? I don't know what. I'm sorry. There's only so much I can do. I will take your information and I will make sure to give it directly to Dabadasha. I will make sure, for sure, that he knows that you have been here and that you have made your presence known. Here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
This person is essentially stating that they are going to make it very clear to their boss, to the person you're trying to do sneaky stuff about, that you have been getting involved. So Dabadasha knows you are involved.
Fine, yeah.
And I will also say that as the desperate role, this person's not going to do anything below board for you.
That's fair. It was a big risk. It was a big risk. I go, apologies. I forget myself. I did not wish to burden you with stuff. Please, yes, take my details. And thank you for indulging me with your work. It is very good work. But I will leave you. Good day.
Good day. I hope you have a lovely time exploring our city. Since you're not from around here, is that yes?
Yes.
That was me forgetting what you had told them, not them actually forgetting.
No. I think. Yeah, I wonder if the contact would have said to them.
Yeah.
Oh, new in town.
Yeah.
Blah. Yes, and yes, thank you so much. Good day, and I will ding-a-ling-ling, head out the shops, and my head go, blast.
A few moments later, ding-a-ling-a-ling, and quick footsteps behind you. Well, that didn't go as well as it could have.
Thank you for your astute observation there, Shark.
All right. Well, where to next?
Where indeed?
Fade to table talk. What are you thinking? I think we have time for one final bit of gathering information, bit of preparation before we go in. Is there anything that you would like to do before we go into the mission? It can be getting more info about Liam, or it could be sort of arranging some sort of resource that you might want to pull upon when you take action against him.
Okay. I feel like Syrah's gained all the information he can do currently, or that he's willing to risk himself on. I think showing like a vulnerable side in quotation marks about being bald was like his card that didn't really work. And so he's having to rethink quite a few things. And as loath as he is to do this, I like that idea of a resource or an asset. So I feel that for this final sort of bit, and again, it doesn't need to be role-played out of it, but I think he would go back, prepare when the next soiree is at Dabadasha, and put quill to parchment and write a letter to his sister inviting him to this party as his +1.
Yes. Okay. And are you telling your sister that you are Guff?
See, this is the thing. I don't know. I feel that there's two ways we could go about this, right? Guff as long lost, he's not been seen, and suddenly he appears anywhere. That means she will come. But I wonder the idea of her least favourite sibling inviting her to something. There's a chance that she won't come, which is fine. I like that. But I think the chance that she will come and find it delicious, I think that is a temptation that she can't resist. So I'm going to say it's from me as Syrah, not me as Guff. And we'll deal with the consequence of these double identities when we get to it.
I like that a lot. I was going to have you roll, but like you've already just sort of taken upon yourself consequences. I don't know what I would add to that. I like that a lot. Okay.
It's what happens when you play with another GM who runs a little bit forward in the dark. It's like, I'll take these consequences. Don't worry, I thought about it, you know?
Cool. All right, so you write this letter, and I think that is where we're going to end for today.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Fiona, for being here again.
Thank you. Oh, this is great. I want to be Syrah more often. I want to be this tiny man with a big sort of power trip. It's great, honestly. Highly recommend.
Well, before we end things, is there anything you would like to plug? Anything that people should go check out from you?
Yes, thank you so much for having me on back again, obviously. If you've enjoyed the sound of my voice and doing these silly things when I'm not pretending to be sad about being bold, you can find me on What Am I Rolling, a twice-monthly tabletop RPG one-shot podcast, which we do lots of different RPGs and interviews with game designers. I'm also one part of the DM's Book Club, which is a weekly book club podcast where we talk about some Dungeons & Dragons and discuss how we might include them in our role-playing campaigns. I'm also, lots of hats here, I'm also 1/3 of the RP Geeks, which is a nerdy TTRPG show with epic storytelling and nerdy facts. We like doing little bits of lore drop, which are connected to the RPGs that we run. And yeah, it can be about any sort of lore that we like. We've done stuff about crows, we've done stuff about... We've done stuff about reality TV shows. We've done stuff about Mappamundi, like the actual original map of the world. All sorts of stuff. Anything that we find really interesting. So go check out RP Geeks on YouTube and check out What Am I Rolling and the DM's Book Club wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, and with that, I don't have anything special to plug today. So how about we just go ahead and pitter-patter on out of here. Pitter-patter. All right, cool.
There's one of those.
Thank you to the Droid Drops for the use of Not Drunk as our intro and outro music. Thanks to all of our guests, and thanks to you for listening. You can find us and say hi over at sidecharacterquest.com or by checking out our show notes for more links and information. If you're enjoying the show, drop a rating or review wherever you listen to podcasts, and we'll see you around. Bye!
Oh, hey! Do you want to find out more about tabletop role-playing games, but not too sure where to start? Do you want to play a lot of different systems, but don't have time to try them all? Do you just wish someone would summarise what the main game mechanics are so you can follow along more easily? Well, you're in luck. Check out What Am I Rolling? A twice-monthly RPG one-shot podcast, hosted by me, Fiona. I like exploring different RPG systems, rule sets, and the stories they create. I also like talking to game designers about how to run their games. So, come check it out. We would love to have you. The What Am I Rolling podcast, available wherever you listen to podcasts. Part of the One Shot Podcast Network.
This can all just be bloop stuff.
Gotta do the goblin dance.
Goblin dance. Fiona, do you have any question for me about this city circ, about the place that you guys are in? And depending on what you ask, I will either tell you something about that is pre-existing, or I'll come up with something brand new.
Nice. I like that. In my head, again, the sort of cinematic version of this, it totally makes sense to now go to a soiree. of some sort. I think the only thing I would do in prep, the reason I would do that is because it's more fun to find out rather than lots and lots of planning. I think that's as much as I can get off the top of my dome just now, I think. Other than looking nice, perhaps, and making sure I go, that's fine. I think this is where I could pull out the writing to my sister card and asking her to meet me at the party. As a sort of, again, as a sort of a bit of a diversion, but also it's a big risk. She might not come. She might not want to see me, and what on earth are you doing? But I feel like the draw of like an established haberdasher who's known for these designs would be a big enough pull in general. And then having 2 dust stones there, yes, okay, makes sense that I've been involved, but then, a beautiful lady who's like incredible and, might be an interesting draw, perhaps. So using her in a not very nice term, but as bait. So I think I will pen a letter to her asking for her acquaintance, her company to accompany me at a soiree in a couple of days' time, or whenever whenever I assume this person's going to have a party or something. Because I definitely want to go at a party. I don't want to necessarily call without a party because I feel that would be worse. Yes, that's the sort of main plan.
I ask you, are you planning on that party being where you're going to do your mission, or is this part of the gathering information?
It's going to be, I think I'm going to say it's up to you.
Okay.
I feel it could be the mission itself. Because again, that's the sort of thing we play to find out. But equally, I'm up for having lots of parties. But I feel the more times I meet this person in person, the more risk I have. So by the time I meet him, it's going to be like done and gone. I need to eliminate him, as I believe the mission was. So in my head, it is heist time. But I'm happy to have like a soiree, take my sister and then hope for the best, and then try again later. It's whatever you think is best story-wise. I don't mind either way.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to think right now. This is probably not going to be podcast stuff.
Sure.
I'm thinking we're kind of running up on the end of this episode, so I feel like we have room for like one more scene before going into mission.
Yeah.
So like we could do a real quick like small like party might be too strong of a word, like a gathering at his place, right? And then so we could do.
I mean, I'm happy to make the me writing the letter and getting her response the scene. That was the thing I was thinking.
That's true.
And just go montage, bang, we're in the party, middle heist, like that. That's what I was thinking.
That makes sense.
But I'm very easy on this because I feel like unless I think of something that's big brain Fiona, I can't imagine finding any other information other than like I'll just go to the party and find out. Because I know he has a party. I know vaguely his works. Jacques has found a lot of information.
Yes.
So.
Trying to think if there's any reason not to do that, or if there's any thing that I would like to.
Sure.
It's always interesting when you're like pacing things out for entertainment versus just play.
Yes.
Let me think.
Yeah. Have a think. Yeah.
How would we do this? I think I do prefer the idea of us going straight into the event. But I'm trying to decide. I mean, this could just be the episode, right? We could just fade out from there.
Yeah, like I said, I literally would just be like me writing to the sister, maybe not even hearing back until we get to the heist, and she is here, or no, she didn't turn up. Like again, I'm very easy breezy. It's just more like because I know that will add some delicious complications, but also it will help and hinder me. But yeah, that's I feel like the only other thing I could think of in terms of a scene to do is find out a bit more about these the rapscallions that accosted me. But I feel I don't think it fits with what. Again, is that what would my character do? I think Syrah's like that was weird, and I talked about necromancy, so I do remember that. But I'm like, that's not my goal. If I go investigating this, then I could get risk of being found out more. And I'd rather not do that. Maybe I would send Jacques off to find that, perhaps. That's the only thing I could think of. But it doesn't feel related to this mission to me. So I don't know if Syrah would find that something to follow. But also, you're welcome to bring that up later on and go, I should have brought that, that sort of thing. But I feel like that was a cool scene that described what Syrah was kind of like, but we don't need it for the heist.
I think what we can do is I don't remember exactly how we faded out of that last scene. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, like, okay, let's do one final thing to wrap up. What would you like to do before we get out? And then you can say, like, I'd like to write a letter inviting my sister, blah, 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 to do this thing.
Sister.
By the way, when I was editing the last episode, I did cut out the section where you said that you were going to do that because it was it ended up feeling a little spoilery and jumping the gun. So this will be the first time that I think you've said that to the audience.
Cool. I'll make sure that's the case.
Hey, I'm Brooke. My friends and I perform spooky stories on our podcast 13. 13 is a movie for your ears with immersive sound design and music from our composer. And we're not reading you the same old ghost stories from Reddit. With original stories from our in-house writers and submissions from up-and-coming authors, 13 will make you smile, break your heart, and have you wishing for a nightlight. Atmospheric, slow burn, always spooky, and sometimes sexy. Our friends are some of the best voice actors and writers in our little corner of the podcast industry. So if you want to find out why those figures in black keep meeting by the water just before dawn, why you should never sleep in a room with an empty chair, or why you hear faint music echoing from the abandoned mall, join us by following 13 wherever you're listening right now. That's 13, the word, not the number, all spelled out. Bridget Howard keeps asking for my teeth. Wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording.
All right, I will stop my local record.